What's up, everyone? Dylan Hopkins. I'm just going to do a video about the setups I like for trout. And since it's getting winter here, I'm going to start doing some more trout fishing. So my first setup that I'm going to talk about is a Carolina rig, just a basic Carolina rig. This is a 1/6 ounce sliding egg weight. And the reason I like to use the 1/6 ounce is because you really don't need to cast it that far for trout. Most of the time that I figured out, they're just they're swimming along the shoreline, probably within 10-15 yards. So you don't really need to cast it that far. This way is perfect, and it doesn't get hung up in the rocks either. And so that's on 4-pound test with just a snap swivel. And then I have about probably a 2-foot leader down to size 6 bait holder hook. And for this setup, I either like to use night crawlers, and you just use a little worm blower to blow them up so they float off the bottom, or you can use the Berkeley power worms. You guys probably seen those. Those work pretty good for these stock trout. But night crawler is my favorite way to go. That's just been the way I've always fished with them and always had success. So, and this is on an ugly stick, ultralight rod, 5'6". And then this is the Ugly Stick GX2. It's a newer rod. I just got it probably, I don't know, 6 months ago. And then just as a Shakespeare reel, came with the rod. And then the gear ratio 5:1. And I think the combo cost me maybe $50, $40. And it's been great, and I've used it. I put a lot of use to it, and I don't know. I like it. Good action, and it's really fun to catch those nicer sized trout on the little rod with the little small line. So yeah, 4-pound test, and this next setup that I'm going to talk about is on a little bit bigger rod. This is a 6'6" rod made by Daiwa. It's the one that you see me catch bass with and stuff. And the reel is a Laguna, I believe it's a 3000 series reel, spooled with 10-pound test. And for the rig, this rig is a bobber, so it's just a regular bobber, and I looped it around so that it won't move. And then you have a snap swivel with about another 2-foot leader of 4-pound test, leading to another size 6 bait holder hook. And on this rig, I like to use night crawlers as well. And basically just throw it out there as far as you can. You could probably get it, I don't know, 10-15 yards, and just wait for that bobber to go under. And that rig has been really effective in the last couple of years, especially up at Cachuma, and even at Lopez too, for trout, bass, crappie, basically whatever will bite. And the third rig I want to talk about is on an even bigger pole. This is a 7-foot pole, but it has a medium light action, so you can really feel the bites and stuff. And this setup is just a Carolina rig on with a 1/6 ounce again, and it's 8-pound main line with a snap swivel, leading to 1.5-2-foot leader of 4-pound test, and a size 12 treble hook. You can even go a bit smaller to size 14. But this rig is set up for power bait. And I don't know if you guys watched my most recent trout fishing video from last week. I landed a nice 5-pounder, my best trout of my life, and that was on power bait. And my go-to power bait has to be the Berkeley Salmon Peach, and that's like this beige colored one. That one has always worked best for me in the Sierras, Cachuma, Lopez, anywhere. That hands down is the best color of power bait that I like. And once again, that's on the Carolina rig, and then I cast it out probably, I don't know, 10 yards maybe. That's all, and then just cruising around the shoreline. And I found that fishing in the morning and the evening is the best, and for these trout. And during the day, you might have to cast out a little bit farther, maybe put a little heavier weight on. They'll move down into deeper water as the day warms up. But if you get there early in the morning, you don't have to cast it very far. They're right in front of you, and that are pretty fun to catch. So if you guys haven't seen my videos, my recent trout fishing video, you can check it out. I'll try to link it below or at the end of the video. We'll see. But I also wanted to go over kind of just how I keep my tackle, and I like to use one of these little plastics, and so in here I have my hooks and swivels, and then on the other side I have my sliding weights and some treble hooks and some more swivels, and basically that just keeps all the tackle together and easy to get to. And the line I like to use for my leaders is Berkeley Trilene 4-pound test. And yeah, I also want to go over some lures that I like to use for trout. And my favorite is Castmasters, and I just like the plain silver and gold ones. And these ones are I believe 1/4 ounce. They're pretty big, but if you're fishing in a lake, there's some big trout, then I would recommend using those because you can cast them a mile, and the big fish, even smaller fish, really seem to like those. And for those, I just cast out, maybe let it sink for a couple seconds, and then just reel it in slowly, holding the pole down, so that you keep the lure under the surface of the water, and then you'll feel the bite, and then you just gotta set the hook, and yeah, that's about it. If you guys have any questions, comments, just leave them down below, and I'll try to get back to you. I'm usually pretty good about getting back to you guys. So thank you, and if you haven't subscribed, subscribe, and we'll hopefully be out at the lake getting on some trout late. Thanks, guys. See you guys later.